Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I'm Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is our Bitcoin morning update. Last update with this offensive haircut. It's getting done this morning. With that being said, we shall go straight over to these Bitcoin charts on the 4-hour. Bitcoin on the 4-hour, as you can see, reversed at support on that 4-hour 9. And bounced our way, initially a little bit of resistance, as you can see at the midpoint, as you'd expect. Once we confirmed over there, onwards and upwards, right into basically the next level, which is where we find ourselves now. Obviously getting slightly rejected again here. Obviously, this looks good. This looks good for potentially a break above. This would be our third time of asking. Obviously, third time did manage to pop our heads over the parapet, but yeah, swiftly rejected back to the bottom of the range. And yeah, our third time of asking. So the more times you test it, the better chance you have of obviously breaking it. And if we do consolidate under here, then yeah, we'll be looking good. So is it what we are to expect, this break and close above 58.5k and then onwards and upwards in the bull run? We shall have to see. Again, it's just a case of confirmations. I do potentially have a bias, if I had to pick, crystal ball trading, that we potentially will just stay within this range a little bit longer. Maybe come down and test the 55k again before breaking above. Maybe we print a sorts of inverted head and shoulders on this smaller time frame. But yeah, that's literally just, I probably shouldn't have even said that. Don't want to bias anyone's views. Either way, we're just waiting for confirmations. Either way, you assume right now we are coming basically back down to 55k, unless we pump and close a 4-hour candle above 58.5k. So pretty simple analysis for Bitcoin. Sideways trading within a larger sideways range. This is what we want for the altcoin party to continue. So speaking of that, Ethereum Bitcoin here. Ethereum Bitcoin actually looking pretty good. Obviously, we know it's looking pretty good, but I mean, it's at a major level, and it's not really had too much of a significant pullback. Like I said, realistically, a good target would be down to this 0.05. Well, call it 0.053 level. But we tried to make a move down, got bought pretty quick, so we could be putting a bit of a topping formation here. We could be, but at the moment it's not looking like that is the case, and it's looking like we could actually bust out the top of this channel above this resistance, and then we are in actual price discovery. We're not really in price discovery because we have been to these levels before, but we will potentially see some. It's hard to say serious acceleration because this here is serious acceleration, but this was serious acceleration within basically the channel that we've been trading in. So it's not too much of a stretch just to say, right, we brought it back in and we are going to come and tap the top, and that's basically what we did. I mean, the fact it happened relatively quickly is a little bit interesting, but the fact we did it is not so interesting. So, but obviously if we break above here, then things could then get wild. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, things have got wild already pretty quick, but things could continue to stay wild, I guess. Bitcoin dominance as well, absolutely in free fall. Like I said, it's in free fall. I mean, this is a similar sort of thing that I'm talking about. We were operating within potentially within this this descending broadening wedge. Faked out above, came back in, then basically came and tapped the bottom, and then broke, and then we basically continue in free fall. So in much the same way, this crazy price action, no real pullback, apart from a little hold up at this level, and then just continued with the crazy price action downwards with realistically a target of down here. That is what we could be looking at here. We have that crazy initial move up, and then maybe consolidate a bit under this level, and then continue with literally an equally crazy move up to any of these levels. So that is what is on the cards. Obviously in the bullish scenario. The bearish scenario is clearly we get rejected, come back. Like I said, we've got this target 0.053. We've then got this target 0.0446 as let me just extend this along as a next horizontal. So yeah, we could very healthily within this trend test this downside. I know that Bitcoin did go down, Ethereum went up in dollar value. I do suspect if Bitcoin gets going through this 58.5k and gets accelerated, then Ethereum won't keep up, especially with the frothy levels it is at. I think there would be a massive impetus for people in big Ethereum profits to then switch back into BTC. As obviously they've been doing the opposite, switching from BTC into Ethereum recently. I think that that tide could then potentially shift if we close and break above 58.5k. So let's bear that in mind. Stocks holding up there. Just a quick glance over, holding up there. Looking increasing like potential distribution up here. Maybe we'll come and test a pullback. Come and test some lower levels, maybe even this level here. 10-year drifting off a little bit, as you can see. So that is clearly gonna ease off the pressure on the dollar at this important level, where I personally, crystal ball trading, think basically we're going to get rejected in this zone, but we shall see. We shall see. Again, confirmations get above here, we're going bullish. Get just start to come down again, even just starting to come down a bit further than we are now. I would probably suggest, just extend this along, that we are going to come back down, test this again, take it out, and yeah, potentially come down into, well, actually sub 88 is a realistic target. Yeah, that is the dollar, and that will be all kinds of great for all kinds of asset classes. Silver is out responding. Silver, yeah, I mean, like we can see in this larger flag pattern, a long time frame consolidation here, literally from August last year. So when this breaks, this is going to get going fast. This is going to get moving very fast. And it's going to grab all sorts of headlines. So that is on the cards. We're basically about 70% full. So this can break at any point. It could break to the downside. Do not just assume it's going to be to the upside. But I think it will be to the upside. But yeah, once we break out of this, we are gonna see some savage moves, and I think potentially above $40. And then yeah, everyone will start talking about it. The Wall Street bets crowd will be like, yeah, short squeeze silver, etc., etc. So yeah, potentially if you wanna risk that, get your moon bags ready. So let's have a final look at ETH US dollar. That's the one. This is obviously looking good. Potential bull flag. You wouldn't want to short into this. Maybe we could get a pullback, but this is looking good for the J hook, for the win, for the move to 4K. Yeah, I mean, basically, I think a lot of people were targeting 3K as basically a take profit level and also a potential shorting level. And those guys are clearly the guys that are getting wrecked at present. They may be hanging on for dear life, the shorters, trying to work this range a little bit, trying to sell some, average their position. But this is very specific scenarios, by the way. But I think they could be like averaging their position, trying to catch this short, this pullback. And I personally think that they're going to get squeezed and we're going to blast up to 4K. That may then be where we get a potential pullback from, and that pullback then could potentially come to. We'll actually draw some levels in because we don't have too many levels, either this level or, I mean, depending how this little range trades out, or this level. This could basically be a pullback support zone after we potentially blast a 4K, and maybe into the 4K is obviously on that savage short squeeze that I think potentially is coming. Other than that, let's just have a look at the most disgusting chart in crypto. Just look at it. We're showing signs of life. Absolutely hammered, drifted down a bit more, hammered again. I mean, yeah, this is awful. Sort it out, guys, sort it out. There's no point in going on about being backed by ETH. You might as well have just bought ETH, held ETH. Well, obviously not initially, to get on the initial pump. Obviously on the initial pump, did well, clearly, as we can see. Here we go, on the initial pump. And then you literally, that was it, basically. Anyway, let's not look at that chart any longer. Finally, stochastics for Bitcoin. can we get through this 58.5k? 4 hour looking good, got room to run. This looks like it's at least going to hold us under the under that support level for a bit of time, which then hopefully you'd expect, if you're bullish, one of the high medium or high time frames to blast us through. 10 hour of which were actually loaded surprisingly quick today. 10 hour which has turned up, so if this does get moving, that could be what gets us through this 58.5k. 12 hour still coming down though. Daily up there. 2 days turned up, 3 day looking to turn up. I'm sure this will feed through to 5 day eventually. Weekly sort of got a bit of a king, so we are showing more signs every day I look at this. In the overall picture of this stochastic read, we are looking ever more increasingly marginally bullish. Like, it's not like by vast amounts every day, but yeah, marginally more bullish. And then I think that will eventually filter through to this blast above 58.5k and onwards, and that will then drag the rest of the stochastics fully bullish again, and then we will just get that that drive to the upside to new all-time highs. So at the moment though, I mean, it could go either way. We could still definitely stay trading within this range, but it is looking ever more increasingly like this is the local low here. And again, I know this low was lower than these lows, but I am looking at it as this low is higher than this low, and obviously whatever other lows you want to look back at, this low here. And just looking at this as an ascending wedge, which then broke to the downside, as they often do. And now continuing on upwards. So that is a pretty quick roundup for today. Hope you guys caught that. So yeah, thank you for listening. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.